Okay, welcome everybody to number 6 of no problems, only possibilities. Today's subject is a tool called Wrating. What the hell is that? It's just short speak for what's right about this I'm not getting. Now, is one of these tools from Access Consciousness, registered trademark. I do this weekly call because I just love the tools, and often when we've done you're either new to this and you're interested in finding out more about this tool, or that you've done some access and you'd like to find out more about how this tool works in your daily life, because it's easy to pick up tools when you're reading a book. You go, oh yeah, that's great, and then you walk out the front door and it goes totally out of your awareness. Actually, it goes totally out of your mind. So let's just start there, because this is an important factor in creating and generating our lives, is that when things go out of our mind, it's not in our awareness. And one of the things I found at the 7-day, a beautiful lady called Moira was asking Gary Douglas, the founder of Access, some questions around she's got so much going on in her life and she can't keep it all in her head. And Gary's answer to that was something along these lines of, like, you don't want to keep it in your head, you want to keep it in your awareness. So with these tools, you don't want to keep it in your head, because our short-term memory can only hold about 5 to 10 things, depending on, or maybe 1 or 10 things, depending on whether you're a man or a woman. And so when we try to keep everything in our head, for starters, it just starts to get really busy in there, and you start thinking a lot, and then you're not actually being aware of what it is that you could be creating with your life. So if you find a tool, or if you find something that you would like to come back to and keep using, ask for it to go into your awareness. And it's just as simple as that. Ask and you shall receive. I think we've talked about that several times. Ask and you shall receive. So if you ask the universe to keep it in your awareness, what will occur is this little feather touch of awareness, and sometimes it's a 4x2, but if you're willing to receive that feather touch of awareness, you'll remember the tool. Now, just before I came onto this, I started to have a conversation with somebody on Facebook, and I thought it was about something else, and then during that I got some more information, and I went, wow, that's really interesting. And I started to go into thinking, and I started to go into paranoia, and this is part of the thinking brain situation when you've got a lot going on, and if you're going into the wrongness of things, then this is the tool to use. What's right about this that I'm not getting? So as soon as I asked that question, everything lightened up. Now, one of the things is with these questions, everything is bouncing up and down, because I'm sitting on a bed right now. How does it get any better than that? With these questions that we're asking, it's not about looking for the answer. And this is one of the things that locks up a lot of us when we actually start using these questions from our mind or our feeling. Let's say you want to up and leave and move and go somewhere else. And then you start asking a question like, oh, would I like to live in France? And then you start looking at France, and you make that an answer rather than, oh, body, show me where you would like to live, and leaving it open. And then when your body meets that energy, and it might be that you start talking to a French person when you go down the pub or whatever it is, and then, this is the energy I'm looking for. Oh yeah, maybe France would be fun. So it's never coming to a conclusion or an answer. So when we're asking that question, what's right about this that we're not getting, or I'm not getting, it takes us, it's designed to take us out of an answer that we've already predetermined. And in my conversation on Facebook, it was my predetermined answer was, oh, there is something wrong. And this is something that we talk about with humans and humanoids. And maybe we'll do a special one maybe next week on that, about these two different types of people. And if you're a humanoid, you tend to go to the wrongness of the situation immediately. It's what we've been taught to do since day dot being on this planet. And so it's really up to you guys whether you want to keep going to that wrongness or whether you want to start to change that. And that comes down to that basic idea of choice creates. So anywhere where you are unwilling to make that demand of yourself that I'm not going to the wrongness anymore, will you now destroy and uncreate it all? And we'll use that access clearing statement, good and bad, right, wrong, pop, all night, short, boys and beyonds, which you can find out more about at www.theaccessclearingstatement.com. I know some of you are bored about hearing that, but for new people, it's important that they get that. So what's right about this I'm not getting is a really great tool to start, once we've made that demand that we're going to change this, is a really great tool to start getting us out of the always going into the wrongness of the situation or the paranoia of the situation or the wrongness of you or the wrongness of someone else situation. So what's right about this thing? And then just expand out, let your body relax. And you start to receive more awareness, more lightness. And that way you can continue with your day. I'm going to mute them because I don't like them. No, it's not that I don't like them. I'm going to mute you, Henny, sorry. Just because you brought in a couple of entities that were going talking to us, which is interesting because I've been talking about paranoia this morning, and often that can be an energy or an entity that is talking to your head that there must be something wrong, there must be something wrong, there must be something wrong. You know, even if people are giving you a hand, how many of you actually go, what do they want? You know, and that's sort of like actually looking at everything from a paranoid point of view rather than going, oh, what's right about this I'm not getting, or how does it get any better than this, or what else is possible here, or is there an agenda here? And what I've found is that, and you're all welcome to come along to the money and agenda class that I've got going on next week, where we'll look at agendas more. But what I found is that so many of us are actually functioning from agendas, and because we're all very psychic, very aware, that when somebody gives you something or asks something of you, that often there is an agenda behind that, and it's that energy that we're picking up. And we go to the wrongness of that rather than to the what's right about this that I'm not getting, or what awareness is here that I'm not receiving. Because when we go to the wrongness, it's, as I said before, it's an answer, it's set in concrete. And then you can't see anything past that, and it literally holds that dark, dank air feeling that you sometimes get in your reality. Cool. This is a very interesting tool because when I actually looked at doing this class on what's right about this I'm not getting, it was just so expansive. And I went, oh yeah, cool, bing, 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 bing. And now as I talk, it's sort of like, so what's right about this I'm not getting? When you go to that blankness, when you go to the, I don't know what to say, if you go into a question, what else is possible here, what's right about this I'm not getting, you can start to get more awareness, and the energy starts to flow again. So, any questions?
Yes, I have a question. Hi,
Hey.
Liam.
Hi.
When I use a tool, I go into the polarity, what's wrong and what's right about me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ask the question as a possibility to open awareness. I noticed when you were speaking that I use the tool just to justify how I'm not wrong, in fact.
Yeah. So how many of you are doing that? Using the tool from either making you right or making you wrong, or avoiding being wrong, or
yes,
maybe even avoiding being right. So everywhere where you're using the tools to literally keep yourself in the box, would you now be willing to destroy and uncreate all of that, please?
Oh,
Good.
yes.
Good and bad, right, wrong, top, corner, nine, short, boys and beyonds. The whole idea of access consciousness is it's a set of tools and processes that brings consciousness to any area of your life that you would like to have some more ease with. So if it's relationship, then you can still use exactly the same tools in relationships as you would with money. It's called question. And then that way you're always opening up to different possibilities. So Marie, how much have you already decided what it is that you're going to choose before you even ask the question? So if we have a decision, like I was just using the example of moving to France. Funny, because I think you live in France, yeah.
Yes.
So if you're looking at, like me, if I was looking at living in France and I've already decided that that's where I go, then it doesn't matter how many questions I've asked. I've already decided that. So I will start to eliminate any other possibilities that don't match up with that decision. So if you're using the tools and you've already got a decision that you've already made solid and real, as you'll only be willing to receive that which matches that decision. So any decision that you've made to move to France, you've made to, before you ask the question, can we now destroy and uncreate all of those decisions? And recant, revoke, reclaim, renounce, announce, destroy and uncreate them all. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, corner, nine, short, boys and beyonds. It, like a decision, when you decide something, like a lot of people, they decide, I'm going to marry this person, yeah? Or they decide, I'm going to take this business or buy this business. And then as soon as you make that decision, you've already locked in what that's going to look like, maybe up to 5 years into the future. And it really just makes it real solid and real. And us as infinite beings, we're not solid and real. We're lightness. That's why they call it enlightenment. It's not a place. It's what we be. It's enlightenment, as in it's a lightness of being all the time. So anything that is heavy for you, is a light for you, which review one of the classes. We talked about light and heavy. And you can start to see that as you add these tools together, light and heavy works in with what's right about this that I'm not getting as well. So all the decisions that you've made about anything that is creating the future that you do no longer desire, will you now destroy and uncreate all of those, please?
Yes.
Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, corner, short, boys and beyonds.
What is the difference between a decision and an agenda in this case?
Well,
because an agenda...
That's a good question. That would be something that I would sooner go into in a more in-depth class about agendas. But an agenda is something there is a decision made in it already. There's an energy in an agenda that is often heavy, and that's what the other person can pick up, is that heaviness. You as an infinite being, if you pick up somebody's agenda and there's a heavy, they ask you a question and there's an agenda behind it, you pick up that heaviness, and you usually what happens is your walls will go up, and you don't want to receive from that person, and that actually stops you from having an expansive life, because it doesn't really matter what another person's agenda is if you're willing to be aware of it. So everywhere, so it's like, but the thing is, how many agendas do you have that you're trying to keep secret from yourself? So there's always this heaviness that is somewhere in your reality. This is what agendas create, this heaviness and lies and secrets. And like if you become aware of an agenda, then be aware of it. Yeah, like for instance, this class. Yeah, I love to do classes. B, I love being the center of attention. I love being the star. C, I always feel better after one of these, so it's really great. And D, I'm also connecting in with more people across the planet, and I'm getting their emails, and I'm creating a bigger database. Yeah, so you could call any one of those an agenda. Now, if I try to make it secret, or or if I decide that that's what it's going to look like, and you guys pick that up, then what will tend to happen is you will pick that up and you'll go, "Ugh, there's something weird around that. I don't want anything to do with this guy. I don't want anything to do with this girl. I don't want anything to do with this business," because you're picking up that energy. So, so what we're really doing is, with these questions, we're making everything infinite, bigger than the universe, and we're bringing lightness and space and energy to everything that we do. So if we spot an agenda, or we spot a decision, or we spot a lie, if we bring the energy, space, and consciousness to it, then it will become light, and the heaviness behind it will dissipate, and so your life becomes easier, and the people that you're engaging with, they will want to be in your reality. They will want to engage with you more and more as well. And sexualness is all in that. So and the sexualness is that kindness, that caring, and that nurturing. And when you be that energy, people are very drawn to it, because people, not everybody, about 50% of the planet are drawn to that lightness of being. And what if you could be that for yourself? Because you've got to have that for yourself first. Well, that's not totally true, because if I say that you've got to have that for yourself first, and you don't have it, you've got to go to the wrongness of you. And then you don't actually ever start creating anything greater, because you're going, I haven't got it yet, so nobody else will want what I haven't got yet. So it's not that you have to have it first, but it's that you have to choose that for yourself first. Okay? So everywhere,
sexualness,
choosing that for yourself first, choosing to be whatever it is that you desire as your reality, choose that first, and then people will come to you to contribute to creating that as your reality. So everywhere where you think that, this is really cool, thank you for bringing this up, Maria, because I wouldn't have thought of going here. Everywhere where you thought that, oh my God, I've heard so many people say, in order to love somebody, you have to love yourself first. Yeah, you've heard that, yeah. So we never get to love anybody because we're not loving ourselves first. And like, no, it's just the choice to love yourself first. Choose it, and then you can start to have people that love you and you love them, and you get to love yourself as well. Yeah. So everywhere where we've created the order of having to have something first before we can be it, can we now destroy and uncreate all of that?
Oh, yes.
Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, iron, short, boys, men. And that's the word you used, order. So anywhere where we try to, whenever, like when we go out and we order a meal, usually you don't say, hey, halfway through, oh, I don't want this order anymore. Some of us do. But usually when we make an order, you have to follow through on it. So everywhere where you've bought the order of having to have it first before you can have it with someone else, rather than it just being a choice for you to have it, can we now destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes.
Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, ice, short, boys, men. This particular part of the conversation, which I'm just really in a monologue, you might want to listen to this segment again, because it's an aha moment for me too.
Yeah, great. Cool. Thank you.
Any other questions? Any answers? Anything that you'd like to change?
I'll pipe up. Good morning. Whatever that was that you just went through then, I couldn't even hear it as you were actually having the conversation. I drifted off and then heard the bit as you finished off saying you wouldn't have thought to go there, and I've lost it again. So is there something else where we can expand on that?
Yeah, listen to the recording.
Yeah, I know. Of course I will.
Yeah, but like, how much are you trying to grab it with your mind? Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
And right at the beginning, we were talking about it being in your awareness. So,
yeah,
would you be willing to recall it with your awareness?
Yes.
Cool. And everything that doesn't allow that, can we now destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right, wrong, pop, popcorn, ice, short, boys, and beyond. And everywhere, like, I know that feeling. It's sort of, wow, yeah, that's really reading for me. And now I can't remember it. And that's where we go to that place, and we start to, rather than going, okay, so let's recall that. What was that? And how much do we make that important then? And then we're just like a dog with a bone, trying to remember it, and we're back into our heads. Back, right. Yeah, it's like being in the time machine on the Apple Mac. You keep going back.
Mm.
And then you don't.
And how much? Oh,
yep. Sorry, no, go on.
Yeah, and how much of that is when it's like when you be the energy, you cannot perceive it anymore? Is it something like that as well, that you've received the information, you received the energy, and it's already shifted?
Well, truth, is that what it was for you? Or is it
something
really
nice one? Yeah, more information, yeah.
Okay. So
recording.
By the way, information does not give you awareness.
No,
Awareness gives you awareness. So everywhere where you're looking for information to give you, to make your decision on, rather than choose what is light, can we now destroy all of that?
Yes.
Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, ice, short, boys, men. So what's right about this that we're not getting? Yeah. So I get one of the reasons why you piped up is because you're tapped into everybody else, and everybody else sort of went down this like, huh? And when we do that, it's because it's like, wow, we've just unlocked something. There is an energy there that we can keep on expanding on. So what's right about that we're not getting, and everything that is, can we now destroy and uncreate it? Or good, bad, right, wrong, pop, corner, short, boys and beyonds. Or everywhere where you have ever heard, you've got to love yourself before you can love another. That stops you from loving yourself. Will you now destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes.
Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, corner, short, boys and beyonds. Because you've already decided that you don't love yourself. So hence, you can never love another. So now, if you're looking for a relationship, whether it's a business relationship or a love relationship or whatever, you won't be able to have it because you've already decided that you have to love yourself first, and you've decided that you don't love yourself, so you can't have it. So all you have to do is take one step back. Let's clear all that. Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, corner, short, boys, news, and then choose to love yourself. So, and then everything that matches that energy for you to love yourself will start to show up. And you might get some roadblocks in the way, but that's okay. You can just go, okay, I've chosen this. I'm gonna keep going with this. For instance, I was facilitating a friend, and they were being, you know, I didn't want to be around them, and I said, okay, right, that's it. I have decided that I'm only going to have happiness in my reality. This is not creating that lightness of happiness that I know is there. So you've got a choice. You can, I'm going to go and do my own thing, or you can change this. What are you going to choose? And it took about 5 minutes, but in the end, they said, oh, okay, cool. I will change it. What question can I ask? But I was totally willing to walk away because I had made that choice. I have made that demand to have that happiness in my reality. That choice to have it. So, you know, where are you not choosing to love yourself, to have that happiness for yourself, to have the energy of joy for yourself, and choose it. It doesn't matter if you're not being it, just choose it. And then during your normal everyday activities, you'll notice where you start cutting yourself off from that energy, because now you've actually chosen it. And everything that doesn't allow this to go through every single molecule of your body so that you will choose what it is that you truly desire. Can we now destroy and uncreate all of that, please? Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, corner, short, boys and beyonds. So I'm feeling a lot lighter. How are you guys feeling? Light or heavy?
Space.
Space.
And light. Mm.
Who said that? Lorena.
Me.
Yeah. And one of the things I love about this Zoom is when I came on it, I was looking at myself on the Zoom because, you know, everybody knows that I'm a narcissist asshole. So I was looking at my face and I'm going, oh my God, I look old and my hair is a little bit, you know, it's grey and I'm looking tired and all of that sort of stuff. Now, by the end of this call, after 30 minutes, it's sort of like, oh, that shirt's looking good on me. And oh my God, it looks like I've actually got shoulders, which I don't. But what is interesting in that is that we've created an energy flow amongst the whole group here. So it's an energy of receiving. Hopefully those people that are watching this in the future will get to the end of this and start to perceive themselves in a totally different way. I don't know about you guys that are actually on the video now, but do you ever look at yourself and start perceiving the changes in literally the visual aspect? Are you actually changing? Is it just your perception that's changing? If you change your perception or your point of view, does your body follow that? Or does your body give you an awareness of where you've got a stuck point of view? Or both? Or both? That is also a point of view about yourself. Yeah. So the thing is, your perceptions are changing all the time. How many of you are trying to make them solid and real? So for me, I I still have this thing in the morning when I wake up and I feel like a bus has just run me over and I don't want to get out of bed and I'm sad. And, you know, I have to choose it. I have to choose to get out of that every day. I have to choose no, I don't have to choose to get out of it. I have to choose happiness every day. Otherwise, I would just stay in bed and make my life misery. So anywhere where you have not yet made that choice, can we now destroy and uncreate all of that? Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, corn, short, poisons. And everywhere where you have made that choice and not acknowledged it, can we now destroy and uncreate it all? Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, corn, short, boys and beyonds. Because many of you have made that choice, not even in this lifetime. It could be in some other lifetime. And if you're not acknowledging it, it will bite you in the butt. Yeah, and not in a good way. Cool. Well, our half an hour is up. I'm going to send this out tomorrow for those that have missed it. And what else is truly possible? We'll see you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.